This is part 2 of parole and probation activities that need to be done in order for you to get off paperwork, man. From experience. Now, listen. I explained a few things in the first video about it. I'm going into the second. While you are inside and you committed a crime, now you're inside, you know you're going to be on probation or parole when you get out. That means you're going to go, if you're going to be on parole when you get out, that means you're going to do some county time. You're going to go upstate, do some state time in the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. And upon your release, you're going to be on parole. Okay? While you're inside, there are some very valuable resources that are going to help you to get a head start. I'm going to say it that way. You're going to get a head start. There's, and I'm going to name a few. There's your reentry to the community programs, which consist of GED, college courses, trades, welding, machine op, HVAC, fire camp, if you qualify. Those things are available to you, but you gotta wanna do it inside. If you're in your mind not wanting to change, 99.9% of the time while you're in jail, you're gonna politic, you're gonna just try to survive in there, and you're gonna try to do things the easy way, and you are going to return, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why it's worst when you think that way. Because now you're putting yourself in a tougher position and harsher consequences can be brought upon you because, oh, this guy's hard-headed. He don't get it. So we'll deal with them because there's always, trust me, they got ways to correct you, bro. I don't care what you think. So this is why it's important to, even if it's one class, one little thing that has you documented on paperwork, that while you were inside, you completed or you entered and completed some classes in there, and it's going to be documented on your probation or your parole that you did do that. Yes, it will. And yes, it will help you because there's levels to this. There's levels to this, and you want to lower your level. Okay? You want to lower your level, and you want these people to give you a little bit more leniency, and that is earned. That's earned. Your leniency is going to be earned. Okay? Now, if you do get in prison or sent to prison, and you enter these courses, it's very important for you to finish these courses because number one, if you are of a changed mind and you really in your heart believe and have confidence in yourself enough to say, you know what, I can do this. You have a head start. That when you step out, there are programs on the out. While you're in those classes, you can only receive the resources on the out. Once you're inside of that class, to finish everything else on the out. You're only going to receive that if you've been involved in the class. That's a nugget. Those resources are for people that want to change, that want to do the right thing. So that way when you step out, you have a plan. You have a well thought out strategic plan to get yourself into the community so that way you can get off this paperwork and do what you got to do. Now, I want to add a few things, okay? And I'm going to suggest one thing because when you're on parole and probation, it's important for you to have somewhere to go. If you have nowhere to go, if you burnt out on your bridges and you put yourself in a position where you either got to go to a shelter or a home, whether it's a men's home for rehabilitation, if you've been on drugs, if you're struggling with drugs, you have resources for that. If you're struggling with criminal addictive thinking, there's resources for that. If you have support in your community, whether it's your mama, your daddy, your auntie, your uncle, your grandma, and she's allowing you to stay at her house while you are under the paperwork that you are under. Number one, you should be grateful. Number two, she has to fall in order with the plan too. Because obviously she probably does, or he probably does, or whoever you're staying with, they want to support you. They love you enough to see you change and get out here, and they want you to have that second chance, or that third or fourth chance to get out here. So they're going to help you with it. But you have to be detailed with them and let them understand, and that you have to have an understanding that upon your parole and probation, that you are under search and seizure, and that they do have access to your house, their house, and that it will be searched. Your living quarters, wherever room you stay, if your auntie let you stay in the room, your mama let you stay in the room or in the living room, parole and probation has the right by law, because you signed it, to come in there, search your living quarters. Now, if you have an auntie and mom, I'm not going to let them in the house. Guess what? You're going to be in violation of your probation. Your probation officer, your parole officer has full-fledged rights to say, well, I don't even want you staying there. Now you got to stay somewhere else. And if you don't have nowhere to stay, they will put you somewhere to stay. And now you got to follow more rules and regulations, because now you put yourself in a position of homelessness. That's why it's very important to, if you don't want to go through that, for you to come out and inside using your resources to get yourself in a halfway house, a reentry home, a rehabilitation home, and fall by the rules and regulations of that home, and you'll have somewhere to stay. Not only will you have probation rules, but you have rules of the reentry. Trust me, I did it. I was in a reentry home. I went to New Hope too, and I had to follow the rules and regulations. Basically, it was a transitional home, and I had to do some courses and classes in order for me to stay in that home. In order for state to pay for my home, I had to go into that place, and I had to go do what I needed to do for the home and also for parole. But while parole knew I was staying there, they gave me a little bit of leniency because I'm following under the rules and regulations of the home. And all he has to do is check with the home to see if I've been following those rules. And if I haven't, I'm not in violation of my parole unless I was mandated to go to that place. But now you have to come up with another plan of somewhere to stay, okay? I would rather parole come there than come to my auntie and my uncle's house, ravaging through the house, having law, especially when that's why it's very important to be careful who you hang with and who you don't with when you step outside. And it's very important to your rehabilitation and your probation and your parole when you step outside to make sure that within the length period of time that you're on parole and probation, that you don't get yourself around people that don't give a damn about your situation. That's why it's important for you to leave the homies alone for a little bit. The homie should already know the homie on paperwork. You shouldn't even want to come to the set. But if you do go to the set, the homie should already know you on paperwork. If I got this fool in the car with me, they got full flesh to pull me over and pull him out and go through cuss shit, and got to go through mine because he's in my car. You feel me? If you're not on the same page with the homies, It don't make no sense for you to even be rolling. This is game, bro. I'm telling you. So, homies, you got a homie on parole and probation, leave cuz alone. Leave him alone. Let him go do his paperwork. If you love the homie, make him do what he needs to do in order to get off that paperwork, because when he hit the block, he finna make the block hot, bro. Quit playing, okay? Now, with HVAC, with fire camp, if you qualify to go to fire camp, you are on a great path. You can be a firefighter with a felony. Yes, you can. If you conduct yourself. Man, bro, I've seen it all. I've done it all, man. So when you step out into the community and you got the ball rolling while you were inside of state or county, and now you got the ball rolling, you're doing good. They see you, CO saying, okay, he's doing his thing. He's programming. You're programming. You got the program in order for you to get out here and do the right things. You got to program correctly, bro. If you're not programming correctly, bro, you are going to return. You are going to be caught up in the cycle of the revolving door. I'm talking to parolees and probation people, bro. I'm not talking to nobody else. And anybody else that get this information, you should already know this information, but you're getting it from somebody that was in there. Trust me, listen, I got out, I did my thing, and I discharged parole early because I was doing the right thing. Did I mess up and do a few things and mess up and do things? Yeah, but not hard enough for me to go back. I did 2 terms. My second term was more easier because I knew. So I successfully completed parole. So this game that I'm giving you is for real. Now, if you have a problem and you stuck in your ways, then it's better for you to say, you know what, man, you give up on life and just accept the fact and tell everybody around you. It's better to be honest. Tell everybody around you, hey, cuz, I'm not doing nothing on parole and probation. Tell me, cuz, I'm just letting you know. I'm going to get out here and get active. Okay. Then that means you don't care. I'd rather know that one of the homies don't care, because then I know what I'm dealing with. You feel me? You can't succeed. You can succeed. But there are rules and regulations that you signed on that paper. You put a check mark. You actually put your initials on each one, stating that you understood every single one. So when you are in violation, you understood that you were supposed to do it, but you didn't do it. And now you got to deal with a violation, which consists of time. That means you got to go back. Feel me? So I'm going to do a part 3 to this, because it's important for family members to know too, that if you're dealing with a parolee and you're dealing with a probation and you love this person and you want them to do right and you really want to support them and you want them to come to the home, that you got to prepare yourself to be on halfway probation and parole too, and help him deal with it and help him cope with it. And because if you love him enough, you're willing to do it, and you can do it, and that man's going to be staying in your home, or that woman is going to be staying inside of your home, inside of your house, is going to be on probation and parole. You are under search and seizure. He's under search and seizure. They have the right to come in there and search his quarters every now and then if they feel like it. And if they feel like he ain't doing the right thing, oh, well, we got to search and see what's going on. And you gotta bow down to that. So you got to be willing. And if you're not, then hopefully you understand what I'm telling you, so that way you can understand and say, oh, no, you know what, I changed my mind. I don't want you staying over here. It's okay, bro, because that person got to deal with the consequences of their actions. You have to deal with the consequences of your actions. And the faster you get it in your head, The faster you accept it, the faster you'll be able to do the right thing and get off parole and probation, man.